Billionaire wanted the land. A farmer said no. Not once. Not twice. But again and again, even when the number reached £100 million. This isn't just a story about money. It's about power. Pressure. And what happens when someone finally refuses to sell? This is the farmer versus the billionaire. Jeremy Clarkson is known as a TV presenter. A loudmouth. A troublemaker. But when he bought a farm in the English countryside, he stepped into a world most people never see. A world where land is power. And billionaires are quietly buying it up. The billionaire's move. Over the past decade, Bill Gates has become one of the largest farmland owners on Earth. Not loudly. Not publicly. Through investment vehicles. Linked companies. Quiet acquisitions. Across the United States. And, according to widespread reporting and speculation, interest expanding beyond it. Then something strange began happening near Clarkson's farm. One by one. Neighboring farms were sold. Longtime owners accepted life-changing money. Fields changed hands. New management appeared. And gradually, Diddley Squat Farm was surrounded. Different companies. Different names. But all allegedly connected to the same vast pool of capital. The offers. Then came the pressure. First, a reasonable offer. Then a bigger one. Then numbers so large they didn't feel real anymore. £20 million. £45 million. Finally, according to claims Clarkson himself has openly discussed, £100 million. For land estimated to be worth a fraction of that. For most people, that's not a decision. That's an exit. But Clarkson said the same thing every time. No. Absolutely not. Why the pressure worked on everyone else? Here's the part most people don't understand. Modern farming is already barely profitable. Margins are thin. Regulations are brutal. Weather is unforgiving. Now imagine being surrounded by corporate land. New access rules. New logistics. New obstacles. Suddenly your tractors don't move the same way. Your deliveries get complicated. Your costs rise. Nothing illegal. Nothing obvious. Just difficult. This is how pressure works when money doesn't need to shout. Clarkson's counterattack. Clarkson didn't have more money. He had something more dangerous. A platform. Instead of selling quietly, he did the opposite. He went public. Through his TV show. Through newspaper columns. Through interviews. He turned a private land dispute into a national conversation. Millions watched farming struggles unfold on screen. Not as spreadsheets. But as real lives. Real people. Real consequences. Suddenly, this wasn't about one farm. It was about who owns the countryside. The conversation that followed. Farmers rallied. Viewers asked questions. Why are billionaires buying farmland? Why does ownership keep concentrating? What happens when food production becomes an investment strategy? Politicians noticed. Parliament debated foreign ownership. Land use. Agricultural sovereignty. All because one stubborn farmer refused to disappear quietly. Two very different forms of power. Bill Gates represents modern power. Money that moves silently. Influence that doesn't need permission. Ownership without visibility. Jeremy Clarkson represents something older. Attachment to land. Public accountability. And the refusal to be priced out of principle. Gates has leverage. Clarkson has attention. And attention is the one thing money struggles to buy. The part nobody says out loud. This story isn't really about Bill Gates. Or Jeremy Clarkson. It's about a system that assumes everything is for sale. Homes. Land. Food. Influence. And how shocking it is when someone finally says, no.